Andy Johnson. We're looking at a strategy, pedagogical strategy called guided reading. This is sometimes called different names, but it's a strategy for teaching specific reading skills in a small group. These could be any skills, but comprehension skills, thinking skills, word identification skills, letter sound, letter pattern skills, grammar skills, whatever. Direct instruction is used, but it's used in an authentic reading context. That means you have copies of reading materials for students to read, and you teach the skill in the context of that book, story, excerpt, whatever. You want to use small, flexible groups, 1 to 8 students, and determine by need. That means as a reading teacher, you are a kid watcher, seeing what skills students are struggling with, and then that determines the group. So the steps: identify a skill or skills that need to be taught, and then find a text that has that skill in which you can teach that skill. Now, it can be a short text, it can be an excerpt, it could be a paragraph, it could be something on a PowerPoint, but the purpose is not to read the text. The purpose is to learn the skills within a meaningful context. It is always easier to learn from whole to part than part to whole, meaning get them reading first and teach the skill within that context, rather than teach a series of sub-skills thinking that students will be able to put them together. The type of text, of course, you can use a PowerPoint, big book. Students each got a copy, or you could Xerox a page or two or use newspapers. But the important point is every student needs a copy of that text. As a teacher, you got to do some planning up ahead of time. You need to find the specific places in the text or story that you're going to stop and do a little mini lesson where you're going to teach that skill. And then you need to decide on a mode of reading: silent reading, buddy reading, everyone read to. That means that you read silently and say, everyone read to that second paragraph and stop. Do a little mini lesson. Scaffolded oral reading, echo reading, or the teacher reads. And adopt and adapt. Find the one that works best. There's no single one that works best. And then I would say these lessons go anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes. Design a post-reading activity that reinforces one or more of the skills taught. You'll want to keep it fun. Remember, students don't learn any skill in a single encounter. They learn it over time, encountering it in different contexts and in higher and higher levels of sophistication.